Golovkin versus Monroe conference call. My name is Ellen, and I will be your operator for today's call. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. Later, we will conduct a question-and-answer session. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I will now turn the call over to Bernie Barmacel. Mr. Barmacel, you may begin.
Thank you very much. Hello and welcome to the International Media Conference Call for the Middleweight Championship of the World as boxing superstar Gennady Ggg Golovkin defends his WBA, IBO, and Interim WBC titles against number 2 ranked challenger Willie the Mongoose Monroe Jr. Set for next Saturday night, May 16th at the Fabulous Forum in Los Angeles and telecast live in the United States in HBO World Championship Boxing at 10 p.m. Eastern. We are seeing an overwhelming amount of interest in this event, which also features the HBO debut of fast-rising star Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, defending his WBC junior flyweight title against number 2 ranked challenger Edgar Sosa. This week we'll be distributing an extensive Fight Week media schedule of Los Angeles area events. For the media, if you have not yet done so, please apply for credentials at magnummedia.com. Joining us first on this call from his training camp in Bear Lake, California, will be Gennady, his world-renowned trainer Abel Sanchez, and the managing director of K2 Promotions, Tom Loeffler. Later in the call, we will be joined by Willie Monroe Jr. from his training camp in Winter Haven, Florida, and his promoter, the head of Banner Promotions, Artie Palula. It's now my pleasure to turn the call over to Tom Loeffler of K2 Promotions, who will introduce Gennady Golovkin and Abel Sanchez for the opening comments. Go ahead, Tom.
Thanks, Bernie. We're excited to bring Gennady back to the Los Angeles area. We've gotten a great response from the fans with the ticket sales. Gennady has a 19 knockout streak going right now and provides a lot of excitement in the ring. There's been a lot of calls for him, getting back into the ring. We saw the fight on Saturday night, and people seem to be, yearning for some excitement. That's what Gennady guarantees in the ring. We have a co-feature with Chocolatito Gonzalez against Edgar Sosa. Chocolatito's making his HBO debut as well. I know a lot of fans in the LA area are also excited to see Chocolatito in the ring. And Willie Monroe poses. He's a number 2 rated contender. Poses very unconventional style with his southpaw stance and his movement in the ring. And so I think this will be a great contrast to styles. With that, I want to introduce Abel Sanchez from his Summit training camp in Big Bear Lake.
Good morning, guys. We're looking forward to 10 days from now or 11 days from now, putting on another fantastic show. We're fortunate to have a young man in Willie Monroe who I know is going to come to fight and provide us with that exciting fight that we haven't had. Actually, last week was not as exciting as this one's going to be. So hopefully, Willie is in great shape. I know that Tony's getting him ready, so we're looking forward to this Saturday night.
And then I also want to introduce the WBA, the WBC Interim Champion, the IBO Middleweight Champion, 32-0 with 29 knockouts, Gennady Ggg Golovkin.
Good morning. A couple weeks before fight, so I'm very happy. I'm ready. I feel good. I hopefully Willie is 100% ready to fight because we'll have a lot of time for good performance, preparing. I promise big show. I hope so. Willie Monroe ready 100%. Thank you.
Ellen, if you want to go ahead and give the instructions, please.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. If you have a question, please press star then 1 on your touch-tone phone. If you wish to be removed from the queue, please press the pound sign or the hash key. Once again, if you have a question, please press star then 1 on your touch-tone phone. Standing by for questions. And the first question is from Mike Woods with Sweet Science. Please go ahead.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking the time to do the call. My question is for Gennady. Your May 16th fight comes at an interesting time, right on the heels of Mayweather-Pacquiao, a fight in which a lot of people, I dare say most people, said didn't feature enough action for their liking. Did you watch the fight, and what did you think of Mayweather-Pacquiao?
Yes, absolutely. I watched this fight. You know, this is amazing show for everybody. Like, everybody wants the show like the last 5 years. You know, I think Floyd too smart. You know, this is Floyd's style. He doesn't have shots too many, you know. Floyd too smart. He's great boxing. He's number one in the world. He's pound for pound.
And what about Pacquiao? What did you think of his performance?
You know, Pacquiao, I think he's lose his control. You know, he lose control to fight. He can't distance fight, and his tactics just nothing for Floyd. But Floyd too ready to fight this fight. And, you know, speed is good, tactic is good. Like, he's very good moving. Beautiful fight for Floyd. Very smart fight for Floyd.
Beautiful fight for Floyd. Listen, I'm not looking past Willie Monroe. That wouldn't be wise. I expect it's too talented for him, though. So what about next fight, you against Floyd Mayweather at 154 pounds? I believe you maybe are the next logical opponent to test Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, you know, just of course this is my dream fight. You know, I respect Floyd. He's a great champion, and a little bit different style. You know, Floyd he's a smart guy. He's a lot of moving. For my style, a little bit different. I like drama show. I like warrior fight. You know, like close fight. I want big drama show.
And you would bring that big drama show if you were to get a fight with Floyd Mayweather?
Absolutely. Anytime.
Excellent. Great answer. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thanks for your time, Michael.
The next question is from Peter Gazurczyk with FightNews.com.
Good morning, guys. This is Peter. Sorry for being late. Question is for Abel. Abel, how do you deal with all these questions about who is next? We just had one. Who is next for Gennady when he has to fight on May 16? The guy who is probably one of the fastest guys who ever fought. How do you deal with this? And how do you keep GGG, concentrate on the task on hand? Not to talk about Canelo, not to talk about Floyd and everything else. May 16 is first. Fortunately, we have a real professional in Gennady Golovkin in the gym, so the questions about anybody else is only in these type of calls. In the gym, he's solely focused on Willie Monroe. Willie Monroe is going to be a tough challenge, and we're not overlooking him by any means. Because if we take a stumble here, all those other names are moot. So Golovkin is concentrating on Willie Monroe, unless, of course, they get asked questions like this in a media call. But there's no doubt in my mind that we'll be ready for mentally and physically for May 16th. One more question, if I may. The combined record of the last 5 opponents of Gennady are 165 wins. Only 15 losses. Where would you put Willie Monroe in between those fighters? How would you rate him among the last 5 Gennady fought? I think as far as skills and as far as ability in the ring, he's got to be in the top 3, maybe the top 2. Experience, maybe not quite as experienced as the other guys, but Willie has proven in bigger fights, the Boxino tournament, for instance, that he can handle himself in the ring. So he's up there, like I said, 1, 2, or 3. Very, very, very good fighter. Thank you very much.
Peter, thanks very much. We'll see you in Los Angeles.
Of course, see you.
Go ahead,
As a
I'm sorry.
reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star, then 1 on your touchtone phone. The next question is from Deandra LaBeouf with badculture.net. Please go ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen. I just have 2 quick questions. Gennady, we know your reputation and your resume and your desire to fight, but you continue to get criticism for not taking tougher fights without people really putting the blame on people who have to agree to fight you. How does that make you feel when people say that about you?
Here. you, Gennady? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel great. I feel good. It's very important for my career, and for everybody, for my people, for my team. Thank you very much for my people. It's very important for me, this fight with Willie. But now my focus on Willie Monroe because he's a great champion. I hope he's a great challenger for me, and he's going to be next champion. For future. Very important every fight for me.
With fighting against Willie Monroe, he's a southpaw, and we've seen a lot said that you wanted to face that type of opponent who is a southpaw. What do you hope that this performance will show to people watching you about your style and the way you fight?
Yes, absolutely correct. He's a great opponent for me. He's a little bit first of all, he's southpaw. I want southpaw because I want to show everybody I want to beat any style. Doesn't matter, just southpaw, orthodox, just strong guy, tall guy, short guy, just anybody. I'm very interested. This is a big test for me. I remember a lot of fights like Canelo, Cotto, a lot of great champions has problem with southpaw. Why not? This is a big test for me.
All right. Thank you. Good luck on 16.
Thank you.
The next question is from Jake Donovan with BoxingScene.com.
Okay, Abel, Gennady kind of answered the question I was about to ask, but I guess from a trainer standpoint, what do you see Willie Monroe bringing to the table that Gennady hasn't yet seen on his way up?
Movement, speed, slickness. People keep calling for the other young man, the Cuban young man, to step up to 160 and fight Gennady. If we are to fight, what's his name, Lara, in the future, I think that this fight with Willie will give us some insight into what we need to do against a guy like Lara if he ever moves up to 160. Willie is a proven good fighter, like I said, in the Boxino tournament, so it's not like we're fighting a guy that's has never been in a situation like this. The difference is we're going to go in against Golovkin, and Golovkin seems to bring these guys down to the level that they're not much for him. But if Willie brings his A game, I think we're looking at 5 or 6 tough rounds, and then the stretch will be who's got more in the tank.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, Abel. Gennady, I know you can't force the other middleweights to get in the ring with you. All you can do is just entertain. Do you feel kind of obligated, though, to carry the middleweight division right now? It's like you're the guy that everyone's going to look to as the one middleweight that will fight everyone.
Yes, I want, my goal is all the belts in middleweight division. My goal is, I want unification fight. I want just all the belts in middleweight division. For me, it's very important who is number one, who is best in the world in middleweight division.
All right, thanks, Gennady. Best of luck next week, and happy Cinco de Mayo.
Thank you.
All right.
The next question is from Norm Frauenheim with 15 rounds. Please go ahead.
Yes, a question for Tom. You said in your intro that you thought fans were yearning for some excitement after what had happened Saturday. As a promoter, is there any fear that of a backlash in the business? And what I guess would serve as a follow-up is Gennady is poised to be maybe the next face of boxing. Maybe he can capture some of the crossover fans. Will that be harder to do now?
Norm, I don't think there'll be a backlash. I think it'll make fans appreciate Gennady's style more when they see what he actually brings into the ring with him. He always tries to, Abel trains him in a style to provide excitement, to provide value for the fans. And I think the fans will appreciate, instead of having to buy this fight on pay-per-view, they'll get to see it on HBO, and they'll see a much more entertaining show with Chocolatito as the co-feature, right, with Gennady and Willie Monroe Jr. in the main event. I think it's a great matchup of styles, and I think it'll be, a challenge for Gennady keeps his knockout streak alive, and that's what fans have really come to appreciate. They know every time they come to see Gennady fight live, every time he's fought, whether it's Danny Giel or whether it's Marco Antonio Rubio at the StubHub Center last year. I mean, they've seen an exciting fight, and I think you'll see the same type of fight and an interesting matchup coming this Saturday on May 16th at the Forum.
All right. Abel, same question?
I think that we owe it to the fans to provide entertainment. I've said from the beginning that I wanted Gennady to be the kind of the guy that you look forward to leaving homework early on Saturday night to be able to watch all the pre-stuff in the fight to see more about Gennady. I wanted him to be that Tyson-esque kind of individual inside the ring, not so much outside the ring. But I think that we're getting to that point now. Willie presents the next test. Hopefully after Willie, if everything goes well on the 16th and Willie cooperates, we can have a bigger name. But right now it's Willie in front of us, and we're going to put on that show, or Gennady's going to put on that show to make sure that the fans go away with a smile on their face and hoping to find out when he fights again.
Okay, thanks, guys. Good luck, Gennady.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Norm. Go ahead, Ellen.
The next question is from Randy Orton with Sirius XM Radio. Please go ahead.
Good day, everybody. My first question is to Willie. Willie, you obviously realize that your opponent, Triple G, is probably in the top 3
Randy,
pound for pound. Yes.
Randy, Willie's not on the call yet. We're still doing the Q&A with Gennady.
Oh, okay. I thought he was there, but let me just ask you this then. Let me ask Triple G. You have to look at it that if you get upset, it's going to be the biggest upset probably in the last 20 years or so.
No, I'm not big upset. Yeah, I'm not big upset. I understand my situation. I understand my business. This is not game. This is fight. Everybody understands.
Okay. And Andy Lee against Kid Chocolate turned into a draw. You've got Miguel Cotto, who's just kind of out there looking for that big fight. Do you want to stay at middleweight? Because you've said that you would drop down, and obviously the big fight that I think if we could all snap our fingers and make it happen is you and Mayweather. Would you move down a little bit at a catchweight, or will we see you moving up, perhaps to go for the super middleweight title?
Right. Yeah, right now my focus is on 160. My goal is to hold the belt. Absolutely, I hope big fight with Miguel because he WBC. I have WBC Interim belt. And of course I want unification fight with WBO with Andy Lee. I think he's ready. He's ready. And of course, this is my dream fight. I just special for Floyd. I'm going to 154. This is my dream fight. Just for him.
Thank you very much, Sam.
Thanks very much, Randy. Go ahead, Ellen.
The next question is from Gail Falkenhupfall with Communities Digital News. Please go ahead.
Good morning on the West Coast, everybody. Tom, this question is for you, and it's a bit of a follow-up about the promoter's job in the wake of Mayweather versus Pacquiao, with casual fans perhaps grumbling about the lack of action. Do you think that was a net win or a net plus overall for the sport of boxing with the enormous attention on that fight? Does that change your approach, 2 weeks in the wake of this enormous media onslaught and attention to boxing?
I think the exposure to boxing was a net win for it. I think fans might have been disappointed that they paid a lot of money, to actually see it live, or maybe on the pay-per-view. That's where you really saw the disappointment of the fans. But I think again, when you see somebody that's exposed to the sport of boxing, and then they follow up 2 weeks later, or even 1 week later, you got Canelo coming up this weekend. Also on HBO, and then you got 2 weeks later, you have Gennady coming back to the LA area, and I think it just creates more of an appreciation for those fans that are exposed to the sport for having an exciting fight in the ring.
And on the follow-up, how do you exploit, for lack of a better word, that attention and make sure they're still around 2 weeks later to see what we the call all know, would be a very different and highly entertaining contest.
Well, we just try to put on the best shows. You know, when Gennady fought last year at StubHub, we had Nonito Donaire and Nicholas Walters as the co-feature, and then with this fight we have Chocolatito Gonzalez against Edgar Sosa also as a co-feature. So we just try to provide value for the fans. They've responded, by buying tickets, and Gennady had the biggest selling fight ever at the StubHub Center, and there have been many champions who fought there before, and his ratings continue to reflect that. So it's not only it's just packaging value for the fans, and it's just the more people that appreciate the sport of boxing that are exposed to it, and then they'll have a better sense of when you have an exciting fighter that gets into the ring, and at some point they'll choose whether they buy a ticket or tune in to different styles. And I think Gennady's proven that he provides excitement, and every time somebody tunes in or buys a ticket to his fight, they always come away with a sense of excitement, and he brings a lot of fans to the sport, new fans that have never actually been to a boxing match before, that came to StubHub, or when he fought in New York at Madison Square Garden, they came specifically to see Gennady, and that's a breath of fresh air for the boxing fans.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Thanks, Gail.
Thanks very much, Gail. One more call we'll take for Gennady's side. Go ahead, Ellen.
We have Adrienne Pascal with blogtalkradio.com. Please go ahead.
Yeah, how you doing, Gennady? How you doing, Abel?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Okay. Quick question for you, Abel. First, Gennady has one of the best knockout percentage ratios in the boxing game right now. My question for you is, sometimes he doesn't get credit for his excellent footwork. Is there anything else specifically that you found or that you've kind of sharpened in fight camp with him these last few weeks prior to the fight with Willie Monroe?
Well, every training camp that we go into, we set aside a couple things that we're going to concentrate on for the particular fight we have coming up. For Willie, we have a couple things that we're working on to combat some of his not only movement but the way he tries to be slick. So hopefully, the reason for that is hopefully in 10, 12 fights, we've covered a lot of the areas that need to be covered to improve his game. Gennady's a student of the game. Gennady loves learning new things. Gennady is always paying attention. So it's easy to show him something and to ask for him to do something, and he repeats it. Max and I, his brother Max and I, will talk about what it is that we want him to do, and then Gennady executes it the way we want it. Fortunately for this camp, we had two very good sparring partners, and Julius Jackson and Raymond Katika, that provided us that canvas for Gennady to practice some of the things that we're trying to improve on for this fight.
Was there anything different you felt now fighting a southpaw that you felt like you had to kind of enhance or work on a little more as far as him being just a southpaw, Willie Monroe?
Oh, absolutely. Willie Monroe's not a standard southpaw. He's very slick. He has very good wheels. So it's going to be a process of trying to cut him off and practicing that in the gym to be able to cut him off and react to the situation. So he's done it very well. He's adapted very well to what we wanted for this particular fight, in addition to the things that we were doing in the past. So we're looking forward to a great night.
My next question is for Gennady. Gennady, how you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you.
Okay, my question to you is it a little frustrating for you sometimes? I know you fight 4 times a year, more or less, give or take. You try to stay active. Is it frustrating for you sometimes when you start to see some of these guys like Miguel Cotto? He's able, and you want to try to get to fight some of these really good guys, and sometimes it's difficult for you. How do you stay focused, knowing that you want to fight some of these really great champions, and it's a little difficult for you? I know that you say sometimes you're into the Mexican fighters, and so I'm assuming that you want to emulate their greatness.
I understand my situation. I'm ready to 4 fights per year. You're right, absolutely. That's my focus. My focus, just my motivation. Who's number one in middleweight division? This is my motivation. It doesn't matter how many fights per year, 5, 6. I like
old school. I remember like Chavez Senior, a lot of great champions. Every second month he has had fight, big fight. And for me, right now I'm ready to big fight. I'm ready. I know I have just maybe a couple years, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years. I'm ready to big fight. I'm ready to 6 fights per year. I'm ready to do anybody.
Is Chavez your favorite Mexican fighter?
Yes, Chavez Senior is. Yeah, Chavez, a lot of great champions from Mexico. I like Chavez Senior style. Like moving and the strategy and combination. I like this. I like this style because he won't fight for anybody anytime. I don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7 times per year. And for me, I'm ready.
So is that why you try to fight as often as you do?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks very much, Adrian. We're going to wrap up Gennady Golovkin's side. Tom, if you want to make some closing comments and tell the media where the readers can get tickets.
Yeah, absolutely. It's again, we're all excited about Gennady. Coming back to Southern California, May 16th against Willie Monroe Jr. It'll be at the Fabulous Forum. It's a great building since it was renovated. It had such a great history of historic fights being held there, and now with this fight card coming to the LA area, I think we'll see a great turnout. Tickets are available at theforum.com and also at ticketmaster.com. So the last fight sold out, so we just advised the fans to buy their tickets early so that we don't get they don't run into the same problem last time when there's no tickets available.
Abel, you want to give the media some closing comments before we get back to training?
Absolutely. I'd like to thank them for their support and their calls and their questions. Make sure that you tune in and see another great fight from Gennady on his way to superstardom.
Thanks very much, Abel. Gennady, any more comments before you go back to training today?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really training. Thank you very much for everybody. Thank you very much for support. Thank you very much for attention. It's very important for my team, for my career. I promise great show, great event. Welcome to May 16th Forum. Thank you, Bill.
Thanks very much, Gennady. Thanks very much, Abel. At this time, for the media, it's my pleasure to introduce Artie Palullo from Banner Promotions, who will introduce Team Monroe. Go ahead, Artie.
Hi, guys. Hello. Good morning to everybody. I guess the opening statement that I would like to make is I would like to thank Gennady Golovkin and Tom Loeffler for giving Willie Monroe this opportunity. As we all know, Willie is number 2 in the world. And the reason why we're here is because of how well he did in 2014 by winning 4 fights in a row, including the tournament that ESPN had the ability and the foresight to put on called Boxino. And then Willie came back and won a unanimous decision after winning the tournament against Brian Vera, which now has put him in a status to challenge the best middleweight in the world. And it's going to be a very interesting fight. It's a fight that we believe we can win. Most people don't think Willie can win the fight, but we do. That's why we took it. And it's going to be a terrific fight. And I think Gennady is going to be, in for a very difficult fight with a very good fighter who can do things that nobody's fought Gennady has done before. So I just want to say thank you to Gennady because it's a voluntary fight. And he said he wanted to fight a tough guy who was a southpaw, and this is the best southpaw out there. And Tom Loeffler is a very good guy, a friend of ours and mine, and not ours, mine, and been able to make this deal rather quickly. I want to thank HBO also for putting the fight on, because Peter Nelson, who buys the fight for HBO, realized that this could be a very compelling match. And that's my opening statement. I want to thank everybody. Bernie, you're doing a good job. And then now what, Bernie? I guess, is Willie on the line?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, Willie.
Yeah, how's everybody?
They want you to make an opening comment if you like, Willie.
Oh, my bad. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunity. Thanks to Banner Promotions for putting me in a position to fight for the middleweight world championship against who's known as the greatest middleweight in the world at this time. And I'm blessed. So thanks for Banner Promotions and ESPN Boxino and HBO.
Tony, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, hey, how y'all doing? I want to say, we're glad to have the opportunity. Thanks to Walt Burr, Banner Promotions, HBO for giving us this opportunity to do what we do. Thank you.
Thanks very much, everybody. Go ahead, Ellen, if you want to give the instructions, we'll get to the Q&A.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, if you have a question, please press star, then 1 on your touch-tone phone. Standing by for questions. And the first question is from Jake Donovan with BoxingScene.com. Please go ahead.
Hey, Willie. In your opening remarks, you referred to Gennady Golovkin. You said you're grateful to fight for the middleweight championship against the fighter known as the greatest middleweight of his time. I just want to know if you believe that Gennady is the best middleweight out there today.
What he's done is, he's proven himself, and he's widely known as the best middleweight out there, so you can't argue with it, And obviously, I'm up there around 2 and number 3, so that's why I'm picking for this fight. So I can't chop the man down. I won't sit up here and chop him down because once I win, I'll be chopping myself. So.
Right. Okay. Do you believe there's any fight that you've had leading into this that can prepare? I mean, obviously, Gennady's better than everyone you fought, but is there any particular style that you faced that prepares you for what to expect next Saturday?
I think my whole career from the amateurs all the way up to now has prepared me for this opportunity. I had 142 amateur fights, 3-time national champion. I'm sorry, I just had some static. Is everything okay over there?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. Everybody I fought in Boxino, Gennady is a little bit of a mixture of everyone I fought in Boxino all over the fine there. So I think this is the pinnacle, and it's my job to go in and do what I do best.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, Willie. Best of luck next weekend.
Yep.
Thanks, Jake. Go ahead, Ellen, please.
The next question is from Mike Woods with Sweet Science. Please go ahead.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the time to do the call. Appreciate it. Question is for trainer Tony Morgan. Tony, you were in the news recently. A slight misstep, it looks like. I'm not sure the situation specifics, but I'm wondering, has there been any interruption in training, and has that affected things at all? And how's the relationship with you guys, and how's training going?
Flawless. We ain't got no issues. Everything's in the hand of my attorneys with my situation. The situation here is just training camp, and that's, we're going to go through and do what we do and put the pieces of the puzzle together and solve the puzzle that nobody seems to be able to do.
All right, good stuff. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Michael. Go ahead, Ellen.
Thank you. The next question is from Peter Gasarcevic with FightNews.com.
Hi, Tony. It's also the question for the trainer. We all hope, we'll think that this fight will be about speed versus power. Power on the side of Gennady, obviously, and the speed, which is supposed to prevent him to lock up his punches, will supposed to be the number one most important thing for you fighter, for Willie. How do you see the fight? Are we wrong? Are we right? Give us a little bit a glimpse of what we can expect from Willie in this fight.
I think the fight will truly be won by ring intelligence. I think what we bring to the table is something Gennady's never seen and realistically can't prepare for. There's really only one Willie Monroe. There's 2 guys, maybe 3, that mimic his style, that is very fast, very elusive, and a lot of people, Willie had a lot of knockouts in the amateurs. Not saying Willie always goes in there to be a big puncher, but I think people are going to be surprised, as they were with Brian Vera. I think it's going to be a big surprise for a lot of people. Not for us, but for everybody else.
And one more question, this time for Willie. All those talks, all those bets around the Las Vegas and all over the world, from 60-1 to 80-1 for Golovkin. Is this the bulletin board material for you? Do you need the extra motivation? Do you use this as extra motivation, or you just, pushing this all information about you being basically lost already before you went into the ring? You just don't pay attention to it.
I mean, after this fight is over and I'm new WBA champion, I'll tell you guys a little story and give you guys a little insight on my personal life. But I say that to say this: I've been the underdog since I was conceived in my mother's womb, and I mean that literally. That's not a figure of speech. I mean that literally. So being an underdog is what I relish, because those are the moments where I rise to the occasion and do. Sometimes I surprise myself with how good I do. So I'm in my element. If I was the favorite, then I'd be a little worried. But being the underdog is what I actually relish, because it motivates me to do what I need to do. Everybody's different. Some people, need to be encouraged and told that they're the best to be the best, and some people need to be told that you can't do it so they can go out there and prove that they can. And I'm one of those people that's always looking to prove people wrong. So,
thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter. See you in Los Angeles. Go ahead, Ellen.
The next question is from Stephen Gallegos with thetitlefight.com.
Hey, Willie, how you doing?
How you doing, man?
All right. So, of course, this is the biggest fight of your career, and being the fact that boxing is probably been in the best shape that it's been in quite a while. How do you feel about being part of boxing's future, going forward?
It's a blessing. This is something that we've said since I turned pro. My trainers always said I would resurrect boxing, I would bring back the true essence of boxing and being articulate and inside as well as outside of the ring. So, I think the timing is perfect, and it's a blessing for me. I'm blessed out, and I'm elated at this opportunity, and this is just the beginning.
Okay, and your father was a very good middleweight, back in the in the 70s and 80s. Marvin Hagler. How beneficial has it been to be the son of a fighter such as Willie Warren Monroe?
That's my great uncle.
Right. I'm sorry.
I be really old, Willie.
It's okay. My father, his name was Willie Monroe too, and he was a good middleweight in the 90s. It has its benefits because it's in your blood, and I've grown up around it. It's in my blood. I have that blue boxing blood in my veins, and I have a strong pedigree. But at the end of the day, it's all about what I do. It doesn't matter just the pedigree or where you come from or what the name is. It's all about how you apply yourself and what you do in the ring and what you do in training camp leading up to the fight. So I really try not to live off what my dad and my uncle did. I'm creating my own legacy, in my own right. And as of right now, I've made it further than both of them already. So it's really, nothing for me to just do me and be me.
Okay, well, thank you very much, champ, and best of luck to you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, thanks very much, Steve. Go ahead, Ellie.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, for any questions, press star, then 1 on your touch-tone phone. And the next question is from Michael Wilson, Pound for Pound Boxing. Please go ahead.
All right, thanks for taking my call. This question is for Willie. From looking at you, you are a boxer, a very slick guy, a lot of technical skill. In terms of who did you look up to? Who do you pattern your style after in terms of as a fighter?
My two favorite fighters, premier fighters, are the jump is Roy Jones Jr. and Sugar Ray Leonard. Anybody who was, fast and very elusive and could do things physically that other fighters just can't pull off, and do it in such a pretty fashion. Those are the guys that I look up to. Hector Macho Camacho Sr., Pernell Whitaker, all of those guys that were special, physically and mentally special, So those are the guys that I like to, watch all the time and emulate.
All right, thank you for taking my call, and good luck on the 16th.
Thanks a lot.
And the next question is from Randy Gordon with Sirius XM Radio. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, and hi, everybody. Willie, it was right before you were going into training camp. You were on with myself and Jerry Cooney. You said you were very confident about this fight. How did training camp go, and how do you feel?
Training camp's good. Training camp's good. I'm more confident, now that we're in tip-top shape. But, everything is good. Everything is good. This is a fight I wanted. This is a fight I said I wanted right after Barcino. This isn't, a lot of people are insinuating that, you must be getting paid a lot of money. And this is the fight I asked for. When all the blogs and different interviews, they ask me, what middleweight would you like to fight? I say Gennady Golovkin. He's the best. So, you either go hard or go home. So, everything's good. Camp is great, and I'm having fun. Just ask yourself, who's my trainer? Then you'll know how good training camp is going. I got the best trainer in the world.
Okay, and let's see. Let's go back to upsets. Leon Spinks over Muhammad Ali, Buster Douglas over Mike Tyson. This is really going to be looked at because Triple G is certainly in the top 2 or 3 pound for pound in the world. If you win this fight, it's going to be one of the biggest upsets over the last 30 years or so. How do you look at it?
I look at it the same way, and you have to. Look what he's accomplished as a fighter. 19 straight knockouts. He made his American debut in 2012, and he's knocked out everybody thus far. And why wouldn't you want to take that cloak of invincibility from somebody? I'm the one that can do it. But, once the bell rings and on May 16th, nobody can get in there and fight for him. Nobody can get in there and fight for me. It's all about what we apply and what we adjust to that night and may the best man win.
You got it. That final question, were you disappointed in the big fight the other night, Mayweather and Pacquiao?
Not really, because I knew it was going to be like that. It's one of those stylistic matchups where you just kind of know what's going to happen. And, I'm glad it's done and over with, so people can stop talking.
Thank you, champ. All the best next week.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Randy.
The next question is from Gail Falkenthal with Communities Digital News. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. This is a question for Tony. Tony, I'm not going to ask you to give away any of your training secrets before the fight, but you did mention, there was a mention in the lead-up that you're going to be bringing something different to the fight. Let me put it in these terms. In watching Golovkin's previous opponents, did you identify any mistakes that you think Willie can correct in this fight?
I think that Golovkin makes a lot of mistakes. I think he's beatable. I think any guy's beatable if you bring the right plan to the table. But yeah, we're going to capitalize on his mistakes, and I don't want to say we're going to expose him because he is a great fighter, but we're going to expose Willie. We're going to expose what Willie really is and what he's really capable of doing.
And Tony, let me follow up the question. And that's a great answer. The question was actually aimed at Golovkin's opponents and their mistakes that you might be able now to avoid. So, have you looked and seen that the Gills and the Murrays and the Macklins of the world, did they do anything that you think you and Willie can avoid?
100%. All of them are pretty much flat-footed, and all of them stand in front of Golovkin. Sooner or later, he gets people to stand in front of him. I don't think he's going to be able to capitalize on anything that he's used to doing because he's never fought anybody the caliber of Willie Monroe. Not saying that we beat everybody who is out there. We don't have a name like he does, but the style that Willie presents is a style that's imitated by no one, really.
Thank you very much, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
And the next question, at this time there are no further questions. If you do have a question, press star, then 1.
Artie, we're going to go in and wrap up the call. If you want to make your closing comments and have Tony and Willie join you, that would be fantastic.
Sure. Listen, once again, I want to thank everybody for giving Willie the opportunity. I think Tony and Willie said it right, and we all know that it's going to be a great fight. We're going to win the fight. And that's how much confidence we have in Willie's ability. But if it wasn't for Tom Loeffler and Gennady Golovkin and HBO giving Willie this opportunity, we wouldn't be here. So I want to say thank you to everybody. We're going to be out there all week. So there's a lot going on. Will he be available to do interviews, one-on-ones? There'll be an open workout. And just want to thank everybody for having us. And it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a very good fight. It's going to be much more than people realize what Willie can do. And it's going to be a great show. And I think Gennady Golovkin knows that. And I think he's taking it very seriously. So once again, thank you, everybody. And I'll turn it over to Willie and then Tony. Go ahead, Willie.
Well, I'm just thankful for this opportunity, man. And like already alluded to, you have to thank Triple G and his camp for taking this fight and for giving Willie an opportunity, myself, Willie Monroe, an opportunity to tango with the best. And I'm happy. So thanks Tom Loeffler, thanks Team Triple G, and even bigger thanks to my team for believing in me and putting in the work the last 7 weeks. May 16th is showtime.
Go ahead, Tony. Would you like to say anything?
I just want to say thanks for all the support. Thanks for Triple G's team for allowing us to get this opportunity. Thanks for Artie and Better Promotions. And we're going to go out and do what we do. We win. That's what we do. So I just want to say thanks, and thanks for the interview, and appreciate the publicity.
Thanks very much, gentlemen.
You're up.
Thanks very much, gentlemen. Again, this is going to be a tremendous fight. This is the best middleweight in the world against a fighter who's truly earned this opportunity to fight him. And we look forward to seeing all the media in Los Angeles next week. We look forward to everybody watching the fight at May 16th.